Hey guys, in this video, we're going to go over how to use Reddit for marketing your business. In this video, we're going to cover what is Reddit, a high-level overview of the Reddit platform, selecting specific subreddits to look at when marketing your business, and the actual process of marketing your business on Reddit. Stay tuned for that because there are specific techniques you need to use so you don't get banned for the platform. It's very, very particular in the way the users act. So let's just dive right in. So what is Reddit? So Reddit is one of the largest social media platforms on the planet, and it's a forum-based platform where people go into these things called subreddits, which are essentially thought of as communities. So if you love, say, cooking, there's an R, the R slash, when people say R slash, that's a Reddit, that's a subreddit, R slash cooking. So we can actually take a look now and go to reddit.com. Would highly suggest that you create a Reddit account. It's completely free and super easy. But in that example that I mentioned of cooking, you can probably search cooking. R slash cooking has 5.4 million members, and all the posts are about cooking. Super simple. Now, that is the super high level explanation of like what is Reddit. A more deeper overview is that each of these posts are made by individual users and you can interact with these posts as well. So this person asks restaurant and chef owners of Reddit is their preferred pan or whatever. They're looking for recommendations. Now, what you can do, obviously there's ads here, but you can upvote. You can also downvote these posts. The best posts are the ones that are upvoted by the community. So theoretically, if we go to r slash cooking, if you want to, it automatically sorts it by the best. But one thing I like to do sometimes when I go to a new community is I like to go to the top ones in the past, say, month. So, what are the top posts this month by votes? So, you can see this is 4.8 votes, 4.7, and so on and so forth. Here, you should know rice cookers cost 2025 for about $1. That sounds great. And we can click into here. We can see what else they have to say. We can share it. We can upvote or downvote. We can also see the conversation. And so people have long conversations in these posts. You can continue on. You can take the time to read all of these. You can respond to any of these. You can also DM people on Reddit. So you can start a chat. You can also click on any one of these and check their profile and stuff like that. But in general, Reddit tends to be a very anonymous platform. So unlike platforms like Facebook, where you have your profile, you maybe have like a headshot, Reddit tends to be very more anonymous, where most people have just the default profile, and that's about it. And that's generally acceptable. So that's the Reddit overview. Now, selecting the right subreddits to market your product or service. So in this case, cooking may not be super relevant unless maybe you offer cookware or you are selling cookware. But I'm going to give you a very practical example of if I were to market a local landscaping business. This could be like a local HVAC business, local cleaning business, just a local business in general. I would start out and look for the local subreddits. Um, in this case, I am going to use Seattle as an example since I live in the Seattle area. So the first one is Seattle. Easy enough, right? R slash Seattle. It's all about Seattle. There's 716 members. You can see how many people are online. In this subreddit, there's pretty much just about everything, right? There's people looking for the best German food in Seattle, people who are looking for, what AC units everyone gets, a lot of different Seattle specific items. And the way you want to market is not by just posting, oh, hey, I offer landscaping services. They have self promotion threads for that. So here up at the top, you can see people, you can self promote whatever you want. In this case, I would 100% say, hey, I'm so and so, I have this landscaping business, contact me here. You can do that here. You cannot promote that in this main area because you will get banned, and there are moderators, which the shortened name are mods, which here moderator, you can see, let's see, you should be able to see the mods somewhere here. These are the moderators. So these are the people who are moderating the community to make sure no hate, no spam is a part of this. So let's scroll back up. So now, how do you market your business on Reddit? So we have a single subreddit. I'm going to go into showing how to get more subreddits, but how do you actually market? Once you find a good subreddit, what do you actually do? Now, what you want to do is actually search up for your service. So in this case, lawn care. Lawn care in south of Seattle. This is a perfect example, right? Any recommendations for monthly grass cutting service for 4,000 square foot lawn? Had someone quote me $100 per session, which seems high. Now, truthfully, I don't know what the prices for landscaping goes around here, but if you're under that, would highly recommend, posting on here. Even then, people are saying $100 is totally reasonable. What you could totally say is, hey, we can try and give you another quote, reach us out at blank. And that is not spam because you're just answering their question. They're looking for recommendations. So if you're promoting yourself, that's completely fine. When Hundo's pretty good, right? I have a guy, there are people recommending this person. And what you realize is that the barrier is so low. There is not a single phone number in here. You could totally just come in and say, hey, you can reach out to us directly here at whatever your phone number is. And boom, that's free marketing for you essentially. And one secret pro tip that not many people are jumping on right now is that these subreddit posts actually get indexed on Google. This is where it becomes crazy, where if you go and search up, I'm going to say like house cleaning, St. Louis. This is not landscaping, but it's a similar concept. If we look at the search engine results page, so we have businesses, that's fine. People also ask, we have a Molly Maids franchise, that's whatever. The next one below is Reddit. There's someone looking for house cleaning services. This shows up on Google and people go in here and look at the recommendations here. Additionally, if we go back here, we see Better Life Maids, we see an ad, but then we see Reddit again. Reddit is literally above Yelp. It's above the Cleaning Authority, which is a franchise. They're above all of these pages. So do not underestimate Reddit, especially for local businesses. This is just one simple example. You could be doing this for all of these other posts. And Seattle is just one subreddit. If you want to find more subreddits that are relevant, there is this page, and I will link it down below in the video description. Subreddit Finder. I think it's this one. So in this case, it is initializing. So in my case, Seattle, right? I don't know what any other subreddits. Okay, so people who read Seattle, they also read Seattle, Washington. That seems like a relevant subreddit. They also read Tacoma. If I service Tacoma, I would love to monitor that subreddit, right? Let me see. Lake Forest Park. This is another good neighborhood. There's other local subreddits where I could be monitoring for leads for my business. So would highly recommend this route if you're a local business. If you are an online business, let's say you're an agency, let's say you're a SaaS company, it's very, very similar in that instead of going for a local subreddit, you would probably go for some of the bigger ones. So in this case, if I'm a software company providing a software solution to local service-based businesses, so local, like B2B SaaS pretty much, where I would first go is in, say, there's one called Sweaty Startup. Here we have 117 members of people who, it's a hub for entrepreneurs of regular old-fashioned business. So this is all local service businesses. That's what it is. This is literally a subreddit full of local service business owners. So if this is interesting and this is your ICP, you definitely want to be checking out here, searching for people with with problems that your software or your product or solution solves, and comment on their posts, interact with them. Again, you can't just make a post, blatantly promoting your software or product or service, because it will get taken down and you will possibly be banned. So, and just like before, you can use a tool like this to find similar subreddits in your niche. And the one last thing I'll mention about Reddit is that Reddit is very vast, it's very big. So, this is just for all startup, like all sweaty startups, which is like local service based businesses. Let's say you want to target cleaning businesses specifically. Well, biz, cleaning business. This is specifically for cleaning businesses. So people in here are pretty much cleaning business owners or are very likely to be. So you can get really specific with the types of subreddits and communities you monitor on Reddit. And I would definitely take some time to front load this work and pick the best ones that contain conversations from your ideal customer profile, pretty much. So that pretty much wraps up Reddit in a nutshell. Final thing I'll mention is if you don't want to monitor all of the subreddits you've gathered at the end of the day, maybe you've gathered 15 of them, 5 of them, 20 of them, I would highly recommend you check out a tool like Cinder.ai here, which is a tool that I made for my own house cleaning service. As you can see, it's monitoring Reddit, Facebook groups. It's also monitoring Nextdoor, and we can also monitor Twitter as well, but that's not super relevant for a house cleaning service. So here we have this Reddit post, and it picked this up a couple hours ago. What's really cool is that here we're able to monitor multiple subreddits individually to get really personalized and targeted leads. Additionally, it can send all of these into Slack. So I have a Slack channel. We can also integrate with anything Zapier or Make.com would integrate with. So we can send these to my phone. I personally just send them to Slack. But with this, I'm able to monitor all these different social media platforms for leads for my business and basically have no work at all in that regards. All I have to do is come in, comment on the post, and sometimes I end up DMing the original poster, but more often than not, simply commenting on one of these posts is good enough. So I hope this gives you guys some inspiration on how to use Reddit for marketing for your business. But yeah, this was good. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you in the next time.